Hello and welcome to Greek 1. This video is for the vocab of chapter 11. All right, let's get into it. Adelphos, o adelphos tu adelphou, brother. You probably know that word for sure. Philadelphia comes from philos and delphos, brother's love. O adelphos tu adelphou. An is an untranslatable, undetected, uninflected particle. That means you can't translate it. It doesn't change. It's used to make a definite statement contingent upon something else. It changes who to whoever. Usually can't translate it. So, yeah, if you see this, basically it's telling you is the one who does this, right? That's what it means by a contingent statement. So it's not the one who does this. It's whoever does this. And so hopefully that makes sense. We can get into that in Greek 3. Actually, we'll get into what the particle here means. But for now, you just know there's this weird word that you're not going to really translate, but it makes something contingent upon something else. It's okay if this isn't absolutely clear. They just want you to know, hey, here's this weird particle. It's weird. Don't worry about it. Ecclesia. Ecclesia tis ecclesia. Ecclesias in the genitive. Ecclesia is a church, the assembly, the congregation. It might help if you can see that this is ek out of, and then you might be able to see the kaleo verbs there to call out. That might help. But if you're familiar with the word kaleo, it's I call in Greek. So this is called out. Y elpis, tis elpidos. Tis elpidos would be the genitive. Y elpis, tis elpidos means hope or expectation. Y elpis. Exo. Exo. As an adverb, it's going to mean without. And if it's a preposition, it's going to take the genitive and it means outside. I think those are pretty natural because in English we have ex. So I don't think that should be too complicated. And notice the preposition only takes the genitive. So you're not going to see the preposition with a dative, for example. Okay, epi, ep, or f. Just as a reminder, if you see, obviously epi is what it means, is how you'll normally see it. The next, you got in the parentheses, you have two options. Ep with the apostrophe is if it's followed by a vowel with a soft breathing mark. And F with the apostrophe, that softer ending, is if the word following it has a vowel with a rough breathing mark. And so that's why you have three options. This little preposition is going to make some changes. You got three things to memorize with epi: genitive, on or over or when; dative, on the basis of at; accusative, onto or against. So epi, genitive, on, over, when; dative, on the basis of at; accusative, on, to, against. That's a lot. This is honestly, this shows up a ton. Write it on a card and you'll see it so much that it's not as hard as you might think, just because it's so common. Imis. That's we. Imis. Thelima. To thelima. Tu thelimatos. To thelima. Tu thelimatos. Will or desire. To thelima. Tu thelimatos. Ide. Behold. See. Ide. We got two of these. Idu. See. Behold. Idu or ide. You got two of them. I don't know. I don't know why they use one sometimes and another. All right, another adjective. Kalos, kali, kalon. Good or beautiful. Notice the similarity between this and the opposite, bad, kakos. So I could see potentially getting kalos and kakos confused. They sound very similar and they mean the exact opposite. Kalos, kali, kalon. So you might want to write those down so you don't get those confused and just practice. Kalos is good, kakos is bad. Mitir. Mitir. Tis mitros. Tis mitros. Mitir. All right, that means mother. And you can hear mother in mitir, right? It just sopped up that tav. And midir, you're almost to mother. Mitir, tis mitros. And that shouldn't pose too much difficulty. Ude. You already know that de means and or but. And you should already know that u means no or not. So the fact that ude means and not even, neither, nor, that should be pretty easy. O patir. Tu patros. O patir. Tu patros. Father. And you can hear father in patir. Obviously, that's not too difficult. Pistis. Tis pisteos. Pistis. Tis pisteos. That is faith or believing. We already covered the adjective. This is not the adjective. This is the noun, faith itself, believing. Pistis. To idor, tu idatos. To idor, tu idatos. Water. Back to water. I don't know if this is gonna help or hurt. I was debating saying anything. You might think of hydration. Those has the Y, D, and R in there in English. So idor, hydration. Hopefully I didn't just mess you up and that helps. Okay. Imis. You. Imis. The way I remember the difference, because you and we sound the same in Kini Greek, in historical Greek. They're spelled different. The you, imis here, that means you, has epsilon, which in English looks like a U, right? Even though it makes an E sound, in English it looks like a U. And then imis, that in Greek, which is we, has an eta. So the way I remember it is if you're looking at the word and it begins with epsilon that looks like a U, then I think about it, okay, U is for you, and E as an eta is for we. So I used to say that in my head, E for we, U for you. And that's how I would remember the difference between imis with an epsilon means we, and imis with an eta means we. Imis with an epsilon means you, because I would look at the epsilon that looks like a U, and I'd say, okay, that's a U for you, and an eta is E for we. Again, I hope I'm not messing you up, but that's how I do it. To phos, tu photos. To phos, tu photos. You might think of photon for light, photography, photo writing. Graphos means to write. So this one shouldn't be too difficult. To phos, tu photos. I charis, tis charitos. I charis, tis charitos. Grace, favor, kindness. I charis, tis charitos. And last but not least, ode. Here. Ode. All right. Good luck studying and Godspeed until next time.